Hey healing homies, I don't know what happened to my last video. TikTok is wilding out, talking about I violated community guidelines, and I know I didn't. Um, Hopefully that video reposes. If not, I'll do another reading for you guys. And the last reading I did was an ancestor message, but unfortunately that wouldn't load, so I'm doing it over again. And I kept the cards. So we have here that someone has tried to cast work or send negative energy your way, feeling attached, sleepless nights, protection needed. This card, when I see this card, is usually you needing to get on top of your spiritual cleanses, like your spiritual baths. You grounding yourselves, you keeping your vibration high, you making sure you're listening to your inner child and keeping your inner child happy and your adolescent self happy and your young adult self and adult self happy. Okay, getting proper rest, eating high vibrational foods. And when I say high vibrational foods, I mean foods that are living, apples, grapes, not GMO food, natural foods, not processed foods, things like that. For others of you, we have here, remember us, remember the sacrifice we made. The ancestors have paved the way for you. When I see this card, I think about how hard your ancestors have worked to get to where they are, and in the spiritual realm, and then where you are now, and where your parents are. Because if it wasn't for your grandparents, your great grandparents, your great great grandparents, your great 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 grandparents, it's like it took how many generations and sacrifices to get you to this earth. You get what I'm saying? You have a purpose, you have a role to play as well when it comes to your bloodline, and you may just be that generational curse breaker. So continue putting in the work. For others of you, we have albino brothers, born to stand out, embrace every part of yourself, dealing with childhood trauma, being bullied, and insecurities. You have to understand that you were born to stand out. Okay, you may have, I'm seeing someone has moles on their faces or a birthmark or something. People may have teased you for this particular, you know, uh, mole or birthmark, or maybe you are albino, or maybe you have something that people didn't fully embrace. But it's time for you to embrace your uniqueness, because that's what's going to bring the people that are meant to be in your life, because they're going to absolutely love it and they're not going to judge you for it, because you are a unicorn spirit. We also have here channeling spirit. You have conjured a spirit or energy for better or for worse. Be mindful. So you have to be mindful. When I think of this card, I think about you getting to know yourself, like in my first reading, and knowing where you come from, knowing what your ancestors practiced and preached, okay? Because that's what's going to help you, not something from a whole nother culture. You can understand and respect other cultures, but there's just certain things you just don't dibble and dabble in, and you don't mess with spirits that you don't fully know really mess with you or not, because they will cause havoc in your life and chaos in your life if it's not meant for you to sit there and deal with them. Okay, so let them be, leave them alone, and focus on what your family has done. Okay, and especially if it's beneficial to you. And it says higher guardian speaking, my energy is assisting you during this time period. You are going through major transitions. Okay, so know that you are guided, you're being protected. You just have to pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the messages, tune in, and even speak with your ancestors and spirit guides. Okay, and then we have spirit guides speaking, don't miss this opportunity. It's your time, no procrastination. Okay, so it's your time to shine. It's time for you to put that work in. There's no need for you to sit there and act like you don't know what to do, because you know exactly what to do. You just been lazy about it. Okay, and then it says, spirit who recently passed is speaking. Thank you for keeping me in your thoughts and memories. I love you. So you may have given them offerings recently. You may have talked about them recently, just remembering the good times and the things that the wise words I'm hearing that they gave you. You could have poured out libations for them. Their birthday could have just recently passed, or you could have burned ancestor money for them. They're just happy and loving you for keeping them alive, their energy alive, and them, not being forgotten. I'm getting that movie, is it Coco or something like that? Where, watch that movie Coco. There's a message for somebody. Then we have oral history, as above, so below, the past repeating itself, deeper understanding, lessons, receiving messages that are absolute. So when I think of this card here, when I get it, There may be some things that you're repeating that your ancestors have done, and they're trying to bring messages and attention to it so that you could be more self-aware, so you can cut the cycle out, and not continue on this hamster wheel, whether that's with relationships, whether that's with loving yourself, whether that's with um, how you go about things and react to things. There's a need for you to not repeat the past, but I feel like it's the past of like your bloodline. Okay. And then we have Yoruba medicine woman, spiritual medicine and healing provided, seeking solutions to issues unseen, herbs, spell work, cleansing. Okay, so again, this is connected to with people speaking negatively about you, gossiping about you. That's a form of, spiritual warfare and negative energy being sent your way by you sitting there making sure you are cleansing yourself. And if you don't know how to do these things, find someone that specializes in spiritual baths and spiritual practices and spiritual medicine that can help you. For some of you, you went to the doctor and the doctor has no idea what's wrong with you because it's not something that a Western doctor could heal. This is something that is unseen. This is something that is very spiritual, and there may be attachments to you, and you dealing with certain people. You have to understand your sexy energy is sacred. You cannot sit there and continue to, even if it's oral, it's an energy exchange. Stop and sometimes it's just even sleeping next to a person, or just constantly being around a person, or constantly talking to someone. You can exchange energy. You don't want to exchange energy with the wrong people because you don't know what kind of attachments these people have to them. You don't know what kind of spirits they are battling with, and you don't want that attached to you. And you're going to have to continuously cleanse yourself. And your spirit team is like, listen, you need to get on the ball. You don't need to sit there and keep being around certain people because they're lowering your vibration, and you're wondering why things are happening in your life. And it's because of the people that you're dealing with, whether it's friends, whether it's lovers, whether it's a job, whether it's this, whether it's that. You have to understand that you have to do certain things and stop being around certain people. And if they're meant to be in your life, they will put in the same work that you are to be on that same frequency as you. If not, then you need to let them go and watch how your life changes for the better. Watch how you stop having car issue problems. Watch how you can get more restful sleep at night, because some of y'all is over there playing in the faces of the enemy, and you need to let it go. But I love you guys.